warm welcome to Bharata First. You're watching FRP Explains. I'm Frank Rausan Pereira. At a time when Xi Jinping, the president of China, has sent out a message of sympathy towards India, the other arms and organizations of China are working very differently. The PLA has ramped up its positions with personnel, permanent structures, as well as replenishments in terms of supplies and personnel in the Eastern Ladakh region. China was really worried and concerned about how India had the upper hand in Pangong Lake, especially in the Kailash Range region, and adjacent to that, it has ramped up its operations and ramped up its presence in a massive way. Same is the case in Gogra Hot Springs, Depsang, and along the entire DBO road of 255 kilometers. And these are some things that the Indian establishment there can actually see. So clearly they want to send out a message to India that they are here for the long haul, and despite the talks and despite all the negotiations that are taking place, China wants to show India that it does not want to back down and wants to come to these negotiations from a position of strength. We need to be wary of China and what China wants to do, especially in the Eastern Ladakh region. Now another thing has happened. While the PLA has been busy doing that, the top law enforcement body of China has put out an obnoxious post on social media. It is comparing the successful launch of a Chinese space module and especially the burn-off of the launch with the funeral pyres in India, and it has captioned it, China lighting fires versus India lighting fires. How insensitive. This is something that we wouldn't do even with our worst enemies. Despite all the problems that India and Pakistan have had over the years, despite everything that Pakistan has done to bleed India, we have never done something like this. And this at a time when the Chinese president is saying that he wants to offer all help possible. The tweet or the post was immediately taken down on Chinese social media Weibo, but nonetheless it has done enough and more damage. Then there's another aspect as well. Sichuan Airlines decided to call off or suspend all its cargo flights to India for a period of 15 days last week. A day later, they did a U-turn and said that they're going to take a relook in their policy, but that policy is still being relooked at and no flights have started. This at a time when we desperately need supplies to save our people, and China knows this. So while all of this happens, the president speaks in one tone, but in actuality or in reality, it's a completely different ballgame as far as China is concerned. How do we trust China in a situation like this? Time and again, China has done this. Even during the first wave of the pandemic on May 5th last year, we remember how the Chinese troops started Galwan and started all the problems in Eastern Ladakh. 1 year later, when India is going through a deadly second wave, China is taking advantage of the situation and not making things better for us. Well, that's it on FRP Explains. But if you like the content, remember to like the video, subscribe, and then hit the bell icon. Please spread the word. You can also make a contribution using the UPI IDs so that we can keep this content alive. A small contribution that you make will go a long way in us bringing you this content. That's it from me. See you again next time.